Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not just looking at an ancient text. We're talking about a 3,000-year-old piece of code, a powerful software upgrade that was designed for human consciousness itself. And it might just be the upgrade you've been looking for.
So what if I told you that this very modern, very personal quest to find yourself isn't new at all? What if it's actually the result of a massive software update that was rolled out to humanity about 3,000 years ago? It's a fascinating idea, and it changes everything.
All right, so to really get what a big deal this upgrade was, we first have to travel back in time. We need to look at the operating system humanity was running on before this all happened. A time when the whole idea of an individual you or me it wasn't really a thing.
To see just how radical this was, you've got to look at the timeline. For most of early history, in what we call the Vedic era, humanity was running on a kind of shared collective consciousness. Then, bam! About 3,000 years ago, the Bhagavad Gita comes along and introduces this totally revolutionary new piece of software, the self. And every single one of us today is living in the world that this upgrade created.
Now, this view completely reframes how we look at ancient systems. In the old operating system, your role in life was seen as divinely fixed. You were part of a larger whole, and group harmony was everything. You didn't need to think for yourself. Then came the upgrade, and suddenly personal intelligence wasn't just an option, it was a requirement. You, the individual, became responsible for your own path. And for that to happen, the old system had to be shattered.
So, the famous dialogue in the Bhagavad Gita, the one between the god Krishna and the warrior Arjuna, you can think of that as the installation manual for this new self-software. So let's boot it up and look at the core components.
Okay, first things first, we have to talk about Brahman. Now, try to think of Brahman as the cosmic hardware and the master operating system, all in one. It's the ultimate formless reality behind everything. Every galaxy, every grain of sand, every single thought. It's all just a manifestation of Brahman. It's the whole shebang. So if Brahman is the master OS, what's Atman? Well, Atman is your personal user account. It's the self, that little spark of the divine that exists inside you. But, and this is absolutely crucial, Atman isn't separate from Brahman. Your user account isn't just on the system. In a way, it is the system, simply experiencing itself from your unique point of view.
Now, here's a super common point of confusion we've got to clear up. It is vital not to mix up Brahman, the formless, all-encompassing system, with Brahma, the creator god. Using our tech analogy, Brahma is like a specific app, a powerful program that runs on the OS. But he is not the OS itself. Big difference.
And all of this leads to a pretty shocking, counterintuitive conclusion. The whole point of this new spiritual path wasn't to achieve union with God. Why not? Well, because you're already a part of Brahman. You can't unite with what you already are. The real, revolutionary goal was to develop a conscious, individualized self within that cosmic unity.
So humanity gets this incredible software upgrade, this self. But, like with any major software rollout, there's a catch. We seem to be running this incredibly advanced program with some really serious, persistent bugs. Errors in our own code that are holding us back.
And what do these bugs look like? Well, they're probably familiar. They're the leftover code from our old animal programming. We get trapped by simple sensory input, our likes and dislikes. We're governed by knee-jerk reactions like fear, anger, and desire. We get confused and think that just surviving physically is our ultimate purpose. It's like we've been given this quantum computer, and we're just using it as a cheap calculator, constantly feeding the same old errors back into the system, again and again.
Okay, so this leads us right to the heart of the Gita's debugging manual. And it involves a total, and frankly, pretty mind-bending, redefinition of what action and inaction even mean. Seriously, think about it for a second. What is action? It's doing something, right? And what is non-action? It's doing nothing. Simple. Except no. The Gita flat out says that even the wise are confused by this question. because the real answer completely flips our normal understanding of reality upside down.
And here it is, the mind-bending truth at the absolute core of the Gita. You are not the one who acts. The universe, Brahman, is simply acting upon itself through you, using itself as the instrument. You aren't the actor. You are the stage and the character and the audience all at once.
So what you have are two competing programs running in your head. The buggy software, the illusion, says, I did this. I am the doer. And so I have to deal with the consequences, the karma. But the debug software, the wisdom of the self, says, wait, I am the witness. The moment you truly understand that Brahman is the actor, the action, and the thing being acted upon, you become free from the karmic consequences, even while your body continues to act in the world.
So how on earth do we actually do this? How do we make this wisdom practical? Well, the Gita describes a final path, something it calls the yoga of wisdom, which works like a purifying fire for the soul.
The Gita uses this incredibly powerful image to explain it. This fire of true knowledge, this profound wisdom, doesn't just stop new karma from being created. It actually reaches back and incinerates the karmic residue of all past actions, turning it all to ash.
And this gives us a practical three-step path. Step 1, you still act. You do what you have to do, but without being attached to the results. Step 2, you become the witness. You learn to see every single event as part of a divine play, just Brahman acting on Brahman. And step 3, you let that very knowledge, that fire of wisdom, burn away all the karmic baggage you've been carrying.
And that leaves us with a final question to take with you. If every single act, every thought, every feeling is really just the universe interacting with itself, then who are you really? What is your true role in this magnificent cosmic play?